Ladies and gentlemen, there is a scent in the air today. It's bull market. It's parabolic phase. It's euphoria. Can you smell it? I can smell it. And I'm flying today. So is Bitcoin. I mean, I'm flying into state. I'll be back tomorrow. So it's a weird time for me to upload. I don't usually upload this time, but I will be back tomorrow with another video. I thought I'd get one out today before I actually catch that flight, just to show you that Bitcoin is flying as well. We're flying past 86,000 at the moment. We've broken 5.3 theory, the 79K top prediction of other YouTubers. I've been debunking it for years, literally since. You can find a video, if you do your research, from September 2022, the first time I mentioned it, before the bear market even bottomed out. I was saying 5.3 would be wrong. I was saying we were going to go higher than 79K. We did that. And for those of you who have been around for a long time on this YouTube channel, you're aware of that. We've also broken above another critical level, which was the the price range measurement of the channel formation. So we broke this channel formation, biggest channel formation Bitcoin's ever seen. We know that Bitcoin moved upwards way too fast, way too soon right here. And as a result of that abnormal price action, we saw abnormal price action. We saw 7.5 months of consolidation, the largest consolidation phase that Bitcoin has ever seen, okay? To get back on track with the 4-year cycle. We are now perfectly back on track with the 4-year cycle. And through that, we can make predictions about what Bitcoin will do next based on what happened in the last cycle, okay? Very important things to discuss today. Altcoin season, okay, which is starting now. If not now, it will start at the top of this move right here. Where are we in relation to where we were in the last cycle to give you a visual idea of what to expect next? And furthermore, we're discussing the next target for Bitcoin, okay? Now that 79K is gone, and now that the measured move I was just telling you about from this channel formation, which predicted 84K, is gone as well, what happens next? Where is the next resistance? Because Bitcoin right now is in a parabolic phase. It is in a place it's never been before. It's never been this high before. So it's very difficult to identify resistance here. But there is resistance coming through from a chart that not many people are watching right now. The USDT dominance chart, a very important chart that I expect will act as resistance and potentially maybe even the top of this current leg that we're on right now. Not the bull market as a whole, because I believe we're in the 4-year cycle theory, but the current leg. So we'll look into that, guys. Before we get into it, please leave a comment down below, right? It takes 15 seconds, literally. Chuck an emoji down there, chuck a hello wolf, chuck whatever you want. Just chuck it down there. Helps out the algorithm a lot, helps me a lot because I spend time making these videos. I really appreciate it if you do that. And one more thing I'll look into just before we get into it, sorry to take your time here, is the Bitfinex exchange and the Blowfin exchange. Okay, 2 exchanges I advertise on this YouTube channel, predominantly Bitfinex. I use this one personally. Actually, I've used it for over a year. And I've advertised it for close to a year as well. So 15% trading fee discount with my referral link on Bitfinex. Blowfin's an alternative option. They're global KYC, hundreds of trading pairs, very low in trading fees, never been hacked before. That's the full combo right there. Great exchanges, check them out. Links are down below. Let's get into the content. So we've broken 79,000, 5.3 is gone. Bitcoin's past that. That was a very big hurdle for Bitcoin. A lot of people thought we were going to top out there. We didn't. We've broken 84K. What's next for Bitcoin? Well, we can look at this from 2 different perspectives. First and foremost, I want to show you first of all, if you don't know it already, maybe you're new to crypto. It is the kind of time where new people will get into crypto. 4-year cycle is the strongest date range trend Bitcoin has. It's the only real proper date range trend Bitcoin has. All of the trends that you can identify, and here's what people don't quite grasp, even people who believe in the 4-year cycle, they really need to wrap their head around this. Every single trend that you can identify in Bitcoin's entire price history since 2012 has happened within the bounds of the larger 4-year cycle. So there's no trend that is separate from the 4-year cycle. Even 5.3, which is now broken, all of the tops that 5.3 predicted happened within the date range parameters of the 4-year cycle. So 5.3 in a way was actually part of the 4-year cycle. 4-year cycle is everything for Bitcoin, right? It's a variety and umbrella of date range trends from the Bitcoin chart and traditional market trends like presidential cycle theory, for example, that come together to give you top and bottom predictions in terms of date on Bitcoin. Not necessarily price. We can't really find out price too well from 4-year cycle. We've made some speculation. 130K-ish is the speculation. And we've discussed that before. We'll discuss that again in future when it becomes more relevant. But the date range top prediction is October 2025. That's not my opinion. That's literally what the 4-year cycle says. It doesn't mean it will be correct. The 4-year cycle could break, but right now that's the strongest target we have, October 2025, which means that Bitcoin has potentially, it could break, a long way to go until the top. So where is Bitcoin, right? Because it's moving up so fast right now. We're like 11 months away from that top. Surely it's not going to go for that long, right? Well, it very much could. And if we go to the prior cycle, and we give you a comparison from the price cycle about where Bitcoin is right now, which we can do because it's in the same 4-year cycle trend, right? We can go to the price cycle, we can go logarithmic, and we can see that right now, if we're comparing to the price cycle, Bitcoin was at all-time highs. It found resistance at the all-time high. That's what we did here for an extended period of time because we moved upwards too fast, too soon. We're back on track to where we need to be now, remember. But after that, what did we do? Well, let's go to the linear scale to give you a better idea. We saw the first real parabolic leg on Bitcoin. First real leg from 20,000 all the way up to 42,000. And from there, we saw our first proper correction. It was a brutal correction, around 30% correction. And then we saw another leg, which pretty much took us to the vague price top region, right? Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen again. 2021 was a little bit abnormal, but up until here, it was normal. And so right now, we can go ahead and say that we are right here, okay? Just like 2021, we saw that resistance at all-time high vaguely. We saw that first parabolic leg. That's what we're seeing right now, the first parabolic leg. Now, that gives you a very good idea contextually about where Bitcoin is just by looking at that screen right there. Here's where we are basically, okay? Now, we can take this a little bit further. We can go ahead and bring up the Bitcoin dominance chart because a lot of people have noticed right now is that Bitcoin's flying and that unlike last week, altcoins aren't really, right? We look at the side of the screen right here. I'll just show you. Bitcoin up 7.4% in the day and Ethereum only up 3.7% on the day. So altcoins kind of lagging here. Now, this is normal, okay? I've said on this YouTube channel a few times that altcoin season is basically starting around now. And I mean it, and I repeat that. But when I say around now, I mean right now in a macro context. Okay, around now in the macro context. If we look at the last cycle, when did altcoin season actually start? Well, it started basically towards the end of this first parabolic move. We are on that first parabolic move, which is why I've said altcoin season is starting now on a macro scale. But we're not at the end of the first parabolic move. Maybe not. Who knows? The point is basically, Bitcoin dominance in red right here, which represents the strength of altcoins in relation to Bitcoin, started dropping at the end of that first parabolic leg. So basically what I'm saying is, if altcoin season hasn't started yet, and maybe it hasn't started yet, if it hasn't started yet, historically speaking and cyclically speaking, it should be starting soon, pretty much at the top of this parabolic move that we are on, okay? That's when altcoin season should be starting. So even though right now, today, altcoins are underperforming Bitcoin, that's not a macro analysis. The macro analysis is any time now, altcoin season should be starting. We can see a week or two, or maybe even 3 more weeks of Bitcoin outperforming altcoins, but around right now is when altcoin season should be starting and altcoin should start outperforming Bitcoin. Usually you see money flow into altcoins after Bitcoin is topped out on a local move and starts consolidating. That's when you see altcoins picking up because, people catch the Bitcoin move, they sell their Bitcoin at the top and they funnel that money into altcoins ready for the next move, right? That's what happens. That's how the money moves through the cryptocurrency market. So around now, altcoin season should be starting on a macro scale. And right now, Bitcoin is pretty much right here in relation to 2021 if the 4-year cycle is playing out, which we have every reason to believe that it is until proven otherwise. What is our invalidation for that? It's very important that I keep bringing up the invalidations, okay? Because we can be wrong here. We can be wrong. It's possible, okay? So my personal invalidation at this point, and this will change over time as the price moves higher and higher, for a bull market invalidation, if we did this, for example, a bear market would take place, is a weekly candle close below 69K. If we close below the 2021 all-time high in the weekly chart, which has acted as weekly candle resistance right here and right here, I would say that the bull market is over. I would say that we have topped out. Now, how do we know where the next target is? And this was something I really want to discuss today, right? Because right now, Bitcoin's in price discovery. 79K has been broken. 5.3 has been invalidated. We've broken 84K as well, which was the measured move from the channel formation. Where is the next target? Now, I don't think it's going to come from the Bitcoin chart. I actually think it's going to come from a chart like USDT.D, USDT dominance, okay? Bitcoin's in price discovery. There's no resistance to be seen on Bitcoin. We don't know where the resistance is. We have to look outside of Bitcoin. We could look at Total 3. We could look at Ethereum. I'll do those things tomorrow. I'm in a bit of a rush today. But what I really want to look at is USDT.D, okay? This is the USDT dominance chart. When this chart goes up, it represents people selling their cryptocurrency for stable coins. When it goes down, it means people are deploying their stable coins. It has a very strong support zone from 2019, from 5 years ago. Every time we have touched this support zone, Bitcoin has gone downwards. This is a fact, okay? And right now, not many people are looking at it. No one looks at this chart. No one looks at the charts that matters, okay? I do though. And as you can see, it's approaching this very, very strong support zone from 2019. If we bounce off that support zone, Bitcoin will see a rejection and it will go down and the entire cryptocurrency market will go down. Now, we could see a rejection in the short term, And that could represent the top of the current parabolic move that we are on, right? The top similar to what Bitcoin topped out at 42K, right? Perhaps we see a top, let's, I don't know, 90,000 something. And then we correct downwards from there a little bit. And then we go upwards like Bitcoin corrected downwards from there in February 2021 and then went upwards, okay? Maybe we see something like that. It would be a short-term top potentially. But that's where I expect Bitcoin to come into resistance. When this chart breaches this level right here, that's a zone you'd be looking out for. Do we have to find resistance there? Not necessarily. We can just break right down below it, but don't be surprised if we do. So pretty much any time within the next few thousand US dollars on Bitcoin, it's hard to say exactly how much, we'd be finding resistance. Just keep an eye on this chart. Don't be surprised if we were to go upwards for a short-term bounce from here and Bitcoin drags downwards a little bit. That would be perfectly expected. So that's really the next target for Bitcoin. It's outside of the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin's in price discovery. We're actually looking at the USDT.T chart to show you when the next target will be for Bitcoin in the short term. Guys, let's conclude here. Let's summarize because it's been a bit of a sporadic video, okay? I actually don't know if it has. I think it's been quite concise. Like, I'm just obviously in a bit of a rush. I know I've said that 5 times. Sorry, Jesus. Fuck. Right. What has happened? Well, Bitcoin's in a parabolic phase. This is probably the biggest weekly candle. I'm just looking at it now, 2-week candle, sorry, in terms of price that we've seen on Bitcoin for a very, very long period of time. It's very much entered its parabolic phase. Right now, in relation to the last cycle, we are pretty much right here. That's great to see. Altcoin season, if it has not started yet, should be starting very, very soon, potentially at the top of this current leg. We are looking at USDT.D for the next level of resistance on Bitcoin, and that will be coming up shortly, probably below 90,000. So get ready for the short-term pullback. It could be coming quite soon, potentially. That doesn't mean sell everything. I don't think you should be doing that necessarily. I mean, if you look at the Bitcoin charts, you look at the hourly chart on Bitcoin, if we're being logical, we should have seen a short-term correction right here, right? This should have been a short-term correction in terms of TA. Right now we're in a parabolic phase, which means that short-term TA is not really working too well. This was a textbook bearish divergence there on the RSI with descending volume in an ascending channel formation. If short-term TA was working and we weren't in a parabolic phase, that would have been a correction right there. The fact that it didn't work means it's very, very difficult to show you when Bitcoin might top from a Bitcoin TA perspective, because as I said, Bitcoin TA in the short term is not really at the front of Bitcoin's moving force right now. It's parabolia. Right now, again, USDT.D is what we're looking at. We're looking at Bitcoin dominance. We're looking at 4-year cycle. Guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Specifically comment. Again, chuck a few words down there. Say thank you. Say whatever you want. It really helps me out in the algorithm. I'll mention again the BitTunix and Blowfin exchanges. The 2 exchanges I advertise on this YouTube channel. 15% trading fee discount with my referral link attached to your account for life on BitTunix if you sign up there with that link, okay? Global non-KYC, never been hacked before, hundreds of trading pairs. Same thing on Blowfin. It's an alternative option for you if you're interested. The last thing I will mention before I end it off today is the VIP group on Telegram. If you're interested in getting altcoin trading signals 4 times a week, you can get them on VIP. I post them there on Telegram, so check it out if you're interested. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you soon.